By definition, the executive branch is the organ exercising authority in and holding responsibility for the governance of a state. The executive branch executes and enforces the law. The executive branch has 15 departments that form an advisory body to the president. This is known as the cabinet.
The mission of the Department of Defense is to provide the military forces needed to deter war and to protect the security of our country. The department's headquarters is at the Pentagon. The DoD consists of the departments of the Navy, Army, and Air Force, as well as many agencies, offices, and commands, including the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the Pentagon Force Protection Agency, the National Security Agency, and the Defense Intelligence Agency. The DoD is the largest government agency. The Department of State plays the lead role in developing and putting in the President's foreign policy. Major responsibilities include the United States representation abroad, foreign assistance, foreign military training programs, countering international crime, and a wide assortment of services to U.S. citizens and foreign nationals seeking entrance to the U.S. The U.S. maintains diplomatic relations with around 180 countries, each posted by civilian U.S. Foreign Service employees. The Department of Treasury is responsible for promoting economic success and ensuring the soundness and security of the U.S. and international financial systems. The Secretary of the Treasury oversees a budget of around $13 billion and a staff of more than 100,000 employees.
The Department of Homeland Security was founded on November 25, 2002 by George W. Bush. The missions of the Department of Homeland Security are to prevent and disrupt terrorist attacks. The third largest cabinet department, DHS, was established by the Homeland Security Act of 2002, largely in response to the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001. This new department consolidated 22 executive branch agencies. The Department of Housing and Urban Development was founded on September 9, 1965 by Lyndon B. Johnson. The HUD is a federal agency responsible for national policies and programs that address America's housing needs. Offices within HUD include the Federal Housing Administration, which provides mortgage and loan insurance, and the Office of Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity, which ensures all Americans equal access to the housings of their choice. The Department of Education was founded on October 17, 1979 by Jimmy Carter. The department administers federal financial aid for education, collects data on America's schools to guide improvements in education quality, and works to complement the efforts of state and local governments, parents, and students. This department helps children learn in schools across the country. The Department of Energy was founded on August 4, 1977 by Jimmy Carter. The Department of Energy promotes America's energy security by encouraging the development of reliable, clean, and affordable energy. It administers federal funding for the scientific research to further the goal of discovery and innovation, ensuring American economic competitiveness and improving the quality of life for Americans.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture, led by Sonny Perdue, was founded on May 15, 1862. It provides food stamps for over 40 million Americans, helps control prices for farmers, and regulates what people can and can't eat. For example, the USDA recalled nearly 50 tons of beef back in August due to an E. coli contamination. The U.S. Department of Commerce, led by Wilbur Ross, was founded on February 14, 1903. Its main goal is to cultivate economic opportunity and growth for working U.S. citizens. The U.S. Department of Labor, led by Alex Acosta, was founded on March 4, 1913. The purpose of the Department of Labor is to foster and promote the welfare of job seekers, wage earners, and retirees of the United States. For example, the Wage and Hour Division is increasing minimum wage in Arizona by 50 cents per hour. The U.S. Department of Justice, led by Jeff Sessions, was founded on July 1, 1870. Its goal is to ensure public safety against foreign and domestic threats, including terrorism, and preventing crime.
The Department of Veterans Affairs was founded on July 21, 1930. Its secretary is Robert Wilkie. Its job is to provide the millions of American veterans and their dependents with health care services, benefits programs, and access to national cemeteries. The Department of Transportation was founded on April 1, 1967. Its secretary is Elaine L. Chao. It also develops, implements, and enforces federal regulations governing use of America's roads and highways, airports and air corridors, railways, and seaports. The Department of Health and Human Services was founded on April 11, 1953. Its secretary is Tom Price. It enhances the health and well-being of Americans and monitors food labeling, production, and food quality. The Department of the Interior was founded on March 3, 1849. Its secretary is Ryan Zink. It uses science to manage and sustain most of America's federal lands and natural resources.